Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Truth Talks. For this week's episode, I decided to do something a little bit different, and I am making this video on the fly because I was super inspired. I went for a run, as you can see in this beautiful place behind me. It's called The Quarry, and it's where I grew up, and I happen to also have been here in 6th grade because this very spot where I'm sitting is where I had my very first kiss, and I was in 6th grade, as I said, and sadly or not, it was not amazing. I didn't like it, and it really scared me. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I was here and I was running through the woods on this path, and it just came to my mind that, I wanted to talk a lot more about, my past and my experiences because, I believe that that's one of the best teaching tools we have is our own stories, because information is one thing, but stories, tell it all and help us really understand what really happened, and, what went on and why, and, how I actually went about changing my life. And so, I will say, that my very first kiss was not my favorite experience. I was young. We went for a walk. I found us here, which is a very beautiful place now that I'm a grown-up. But when I was young and I found myself sitting here in this park alone with this young man, and he went in for a kiss, I did not like it. I didn't want him to kiss me. And it scared me a lot, and I was really uncomfortable. And the thing that's important about that is that as I grew up, I had a lot of experiences, repeated experiences, where I had patterns with men, where I was constantly in positions where I was uncomfortable and I didn't like it, and it scared me. And, once I started learning about how to really create change in our lives, I began to understand that the best way to do that is to go back and find the start of it all, find the root, the very first time it happened, so you can understand, we can better understand why it's happening, why it's not changing, and then do something to change it. So, once I realized that I had this very first kiss and I didn't like it, it helped me understand that, gee, maybe that's why I don't really like kissing people. Like, maybe that's why I don't like being intimate, because the very first time I was in a sort of intimate situation, as intimate as you can be in 6th grade, well, at least for me, intimate in 6th grade, times are changing, I didn't feel comfortable. And so it held me back my whole life. And it kept coming back, and it kept coming back until I faced it and remembered and really recognized and owned the fact that that was an experience that scared me. So the point of this story is that, if anybody watching, anybody out there is, curious as to why you have, or why we have patterns in our lives, why things don't change, why people keep coming back, why things keep happening over and over again, it's because we haven't gone back to the beginning of when it started and really face the truth about what happened. And once we do that and we locate the, the very first time, then we can really understand it, and we can begin to unravel it, and we can begin to make changes from where it started. It's like pulling a root. You want to get all of it. If you don't, it's going to come back. And so, this was really the root of my experience. And so I was inspired to share that with you today because, as you know, I've changed my direction and I'm all about the truth. And that means that I share my stories with you, and my true stories, things that happened to me. Some things are great. Some things were not so great. And my very first kiss in 6th grade was not so great. And my boyfriend in 6th grade really was not so great. And he gave me a stolen locket too. Like, he gave me a locket, but it was stolen. So, there's also that. So anyway, I just hope that this video helps you maybe understand, something in your own life that maybe you're looking to change, and it encourages you to go and dig a little bit deeper and, really find the first time it ever happened and start to think about that in a new way. Because once you find the root, that's when you can make real changes. And sometimes it's scary. Sometimes it's going back to the beginning. Sometimes it's going to the scene of the crime. Here we are. This is where it happened, friends. friends. And, you know, here I am today. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. I'm back. And, you know, I'm not afraid anymore. And so that is my wish for you, is that if there's something that scares you, you can figure out why, and you can change it, and you won't be afraid anymore either. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Katie K. You know the deal. If you like these videos, subscribe to my channel, share them with friends. These things are really important. They're really important messages and teachings, and you know, really, really, really want people to begin to think about things in this way. So thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me. And remember, always, always, always let love be your sword and truth your mission. Namaste.